100 million tax dollars given out all around Lawrenceburg, Indiana to fund development projects. We take a look at who got paid, plus we uncovered the millions of dollars lost forever to failed projects. That coming up in a Fox 19 investigation.
But $100 million, that's how much gambling tax revenue the city of Lawrenceburg has given away, just given away, for economic development. But tonight, Fox 19 investigative reporter Jody Barr looks at whether it was money well spent.
Well, nearly every dime of that multi-million-dollar grant program is almost gone. This Lawrenceburg casino paved the way for some major Indiana development, but some of those projects failed, and the money spent on them gone forever.
Every one of them say we love Lawrenceburg. Any of them that say that were because of the city grant.
Melissa Leake manages her parents' Hardentown Towing Company. The business got a gambling tax grant for $150,000 to buy 3 tow trucks. The city called it economic development. Leake called it a blessing.
I don't believe that we could have survived without the grant.
Hardentown's just one of dozens of businesses that got a taxpayer-backed grant funded with tax dollars from Lawrenceburg's casino. This towing company's still in business today. Some people may look at this and say, this is government picking winners and losers. What would you say to that?
Other tow companies, they also had the ability to apply for the grant. We had no special favor. We just did what we were allowed to do.
What's the current status of the grant program now?
It's pretty much gone.
Lawrenceburg Mayor Dennis Carr says despite the few failed grant projects, the program revolutionized the quality of life in southeastern Indiana. From the $10 million to bring the Honda plant to Greensburg, to the more than $1 million to a distiller in town, Carr says the good outweighs the bad.
Banks, they love to have our average. I'd say probably 3 out of 100 didn't materialize, right? So that's not bad odds.
But those that failed took with them millions of tax dollars, like the $400,000 to this failed restaurant in Greendale, the $100,000 to renovate this strip mall, to relocate a Sears store to Lawrenceburg. It stayed a year before moving back out of town. This Aurora machine shop got more than $500,000 to buy equipment and to make payments to a bank. A year later, it's sold and out of business. Another $1.5 million went to build an 80-acre industrial park off I-74, promising up to 3,000 jobs. Today, only one business is there. The rest is an empty field. And Lawrenceburg gave an Aurora developer $350,000 to tear down a building to build condos. This was the site in 2009, 1 year before the grant. That $350,000, though, took this lot from this to this. Today, a bank owns that property. Is it safe to say that where this grant program succeeded, it really succeeded, and where it failed miserably?
Yes, it did.
Is there anything to do now to get this money back?
We looked into some of it. Probably not.
Well, those failures we just showed you, that's not the end of that story.
We're like little kids. We wanted to believe it because we needed it so bad.
A police car company spent $7 million in tax dollars and never produced a single car. Now Lawrenceburg is looking for the man in charge. That's coming up at 10:30.